I'd just like to first introduce myself. My name is Greg Grayson, and I'd just like to talk about mental illness. You know, it's one of the most invisible diseases that a lot of people have. Actually, 1 in 5 Canadians have mental illness, and no one really knows it. I call it, due to that I have it, I can call it what I want, and I call it some pretty freaky names, but it's the most invisible disease to have. No one knows you have it. You walk around happy-go-lucky. You work hard. You grind it out every day at work. You do your job, and then outside of there is the scariest world to live in. You know, I live in a weird world, as I call it. One thing, I read a story today about a gentleman who's on the Lands blog, and his name's Adam, I believe. And you know, if you can check out the Lands blog or hashtag Sick Not Week, definitely change it out. Michael Landsberg has done a phenomenal job with this, and help, mental health, wellness, and you know, there's a story about Adam today about how much anxiety actually affects him and throwing up in the morning. He does it every day. He throws up a few times, and I can relate to that. There's days when I get up at 6:15, and I start to have anxiety before going to work. I have an incredible job. I probably have one of the nicest jobs, as I work in the wireless industry. I work for a cell phone company where I live. My bosses are incredible. I work with a great team of people that are just phenomenal. Like, we're like family, of course. You know, when it comes down to it, you're actually spending more time at work than you are spending at home, right? And one of the things about being anxiety and have a bit of depression is I become a workaholic, knowing that I have control. And one thing I do is I know, you know, if I'm at work, I'm not as sick as I am when I'm at home. Getting back to the throwing up, I do throw up in the morning sometimes 4 or 5 times on my way to work. It's a 3-4 minute drive, or about an 8 to 10 minute walk, and I throw up a lot before I go to work, and I break into very heavy sweats. I think some of the staff know what's going on with me, and some people don't. But after this, everybody will know. You know, it is a very much a very invisible disease, and it's crazy. You know, I think about it a lot because of the things you go through, right? I panic if I have to go somewhere where it might be to a friend's place, but I might not know some people there, and I start stressing about that. Large groups, no, I try to avoid. And here's the thing about large groups. I used to be in the golf business for years. I was in the golf business probably 8 to 10 years, if not a little longer. And I had to give awards away. I had to run clinics. I ran large tournaments. I stood on my feet, had to make speeches. But it was crazy. It was literally crazy. You know how I felt afterwards. You know, and for the longest time, I probably hid how I felt and how my life was going, and I did drink a lot. I managed some bars. You know, sure, it's easy to go to work at from like 5 to midnight, and then after work, you know, you kind of drink until you know, you're not feeling pain, and you know, the anxiety or the depression is not bothering you. Is that a way to go through life? I really don't think so. I just tell people, one thing I do tell people about anxiety or depression: please get help. Talk to a friend, a doctor, you know, anybody who's willing to listen. Just talk to them. Just say, hey, you know, I'm not feeling right. Is this the way I should be feeling? I got diagnosed with anxiety and the depression not long ago, actually, but all my life I'd been dealing with it without being diagnosed. I went to doctor after doctor. I'm not feeling well and stuff like that, and it no one ever caught on. And then I have this wonderful new GP where I live. I credit her with a lot of things, and one of my things I credit her with is saving my life. I tell her all the time. I went to her, and because I thought I had diabetes, because my wonderful fiance Teresa's like, "You have diabetes. You need to go to the doctor." I'm like, "No, I'm a guy. I'll be all right. No, I'm just not feeling well. I know that I'm drinking 500 ounces of liquid a night. I'm just really thirsty." Yeah, well, heck to no. Went to the doctors. My sugars were 27. 27. Average person's 5 to 6. Excuse me. It's 5 to 6. I had 27s. She told me on a Friday at 3 o'clock, she says, "You're diabetic. You got to change your life or you're going to die." Holy shoot. I have never been so freaked out in my life over a weekend. I had Saturday and Sunday off from work, and it was crazy. I did nothing, drank nothing, and freaked out on my couch all weekend. Going, what should I eat? What should I eat? I was worried what to eat. I think I ate some celery. Excuse me. Ate a little bit of cheese. I read up. Contacted my little sister who's a diabetic. She started sending me recipe books. And yeah, and then I wasn't sleeping, not feeling well. Went back to the doctor a lot, because when you become a diabetic, you become close friends with your doctor and your pharmacist. And one thing led to another for being diagnosed, and I got diagnosed with anxiety and depression. I take a lot of medication now. It works. I feel more normal. I don't know if you can actually say more normal or I feel normal, because is anyone really normal? I call myself crazy too. That's one thing. I'm like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm just crazy." And I think my joking about it is how I cope with it the biggest time. There's days that I just come home from work, and that corner of that couch becomes my best friend. I have an amazing fiance named Teresa. She is so supportive of me. So supportive about it, right? She knows how to work with me on it. She understands that sometimes I'm just not there, or I just need that 20 minutes alone after work. But yeah, I just need, personally, here's what. There's 4 people that I need to credit. First person is, I just did a blab probably 3 weeks ago. I'm not sure if it's a platform, a social platform. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with it, but it's called Blab, BLAB.im. Amazing platform, social media platform, a lot of fun. I go on it. I've met some incredible people, but one person I have met through Blab and Periscope is an amazing woman named Jenny Q. The Jenny Q Show, or Jenny Quinn. She rocks. And she interviewed me about it. She looked it up. She asked me some questions before we talked on the phone. And she's asked me lots of questions. And that was the first interview I did. Excuse me. And tonight is actually the second interview. I'm alone. Everyone else is sleeping. My dogs don't want to play with me no more. They're sleeping. So I thought I would just do a Facebook Live. Interested in Facebook Live, but just to tell people about anxiety and depression. Get help. Seriously, get help. Michael Landsberg, ex-TSN guy, he does a radio show in the morning, so I haven't listened to that, but I used to watch Off the Record for years and years. He has mental illness. You would have never known it. The guy interviewed the softest, hardest wrestler to the hardcore guys. You name it, he interviewed them. Everybody, every walk of life he interviewed. And here he is, he comes out and says, you know what, I was terrified. Another guy that I met, I read a letter one day online, and the guy's name was Nick Metcalf. I've never met Nick. I've emailed him a few times, tweeted him a few times, and we've talked. But we've never talked on the phone or met in person. But just the story that he wrote on Facebook about anxiety and depression and being a professional hockey player, trying to make the professional hockey ranks. He played for some different teams all over, but he got paid for it. So hey, not a bad life. But dealing with anxiety, being traded, going to training camp. There's no way I could do that. He totally inspires me. And I actually, I read his letter online, and I actually emailed him, and that's how we started chatting. And he just got engaged. So if you catch this, Nick, congratulations on your engaged. You have a beautiful fiance. She looks way better than you, buddy. Just like to tell you that. And then the third guy, it totally touched me. His name's Doug Leddin, Leddin. I'm not sure if anyone's seen it after they watch this video, but he went public. He's from Ireland, and he actually made a video and he went public about it. 27 years old. I believe it's 10 or 12 years he's had dealt with anxiety and depression, in deep depression, I believe. Just an incredible story, and here I am complaining about little things. But no, the disease is incredibly invisible. You don't know it. If you see a guy walking on the street on crutches, got a broken arm, his arm's a sling, or he's got stitches, you're like, oh my God, that guy's got stitches, or that guy's got a broken leg, or that guy's got this injury. With the mental illness, you don't see it. I walk by you, I'm a smiling guy, I'm on my way to my job, and yeah, I have no physical appearances saying that, hi, I'm depressed today. Hi, my anxiety is like at a 10. And there's a lot of mornings it is. I walked to work probably 3 weeks ago. Beautiful day. And it was crazy. Between work and home, and I'm serious, it's like an 8-minute walk. I threw up at least 5 times. There's these stairs that you go down there, probably 50 stairs to the ground. I actually threw up on the stairs, threw up at the bottom of the stairs. I actually carry extra clothes in my bag, because one thing with the throwing up and the anxiety being 10 in the morning is very hot sweats. I wear a microfiber shirt under my dress shirts, and I actually changed them because it gets so sweaty that it comes through onto my dress shirt. So but I just have one thing. I have a huge support staff around me, come from my fiance, my boss, and the general manager, the lady who owns the business where I work, and the general manager, very, very, understand me, and they know what I'm going through, and they check in on me. We have those little conversations off. I say, how you doing today? How you feeling? And then they come out and say, your anxiety. But no, I work in a high stress wireless business with cell phones and that, and it's my domain at work. I don't throw up. I don't get sick. I do run my. Excuse me. I do run myself a little ragged at work at times because I am a diabetic too, so I kind of watch what I eat. Take lots of snacks. But the one thing taking lots of snacks to work gives you a reason to go in the kitchen and have a couple crackers and cheese. Yeah. But please, a couple of things I have to tell everyone: get help. Talk to a friend. Talk to your family. Don't try to hide it and say, hey, nothing wrong with me. Because one thing I totally believe in is hashtag fight for your happiness and hashtag sick not weak. We aren't weak. We're just people with some issues, and nobody knows. And please, if you get a chance to check out Doug Ledden's video online. It's it touched my heart. Seriously, I had watery eyes after watching that. And I reached out to him right away and just told him, I'm proud of you. You inspire me. Yeah. And another one, check out the Sick Not Weak website. The Michael Landsberg blog. Michael Landsberg's a great guy. He's got like a little blog every day, 4 to 6 minutes. It's great. And there's lots of us on Twitter too. We have it in our hashtags. Have it all in our hashtags. Sick not weak. So check it out. All my social media. If you ever have any questions for me, or you want to talk, everything is under Greg Grayson. That is GregGrayson. My Twitter is Greg Grayson 3. Facebook's Greg Grayson. Vine, Instagram, Snapchat. If you want some good laughs, seriously. When I'm into it, I am the craziest guy on Snapchat. I have a lot of good snaps. I only have it started off because my daughter's got Snapchat. So, what's the best way to embarrass your daughters? Snapchat. They're 16, twin daughters. Yeah. Let's not even go there. That's why I have anxiety. No, I'm joking. No, but there's days I do feel crazy, and I do see a psychiatrist now. We're arranging to get me to a anxiety specialist. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I want to feel better. I want to feel normal. I don't want to wake up in the morning and have things off or feel off a little bit. I do take a lot of pills at night due to my diabetic. I have neuropathy in my legs because I wasn't diagnosed with diabetic for so long. Well, I probably was, but as a guy, I feel fine. Don't need to go to doctors. So I have a lot of nerve damage in my legs. I do take pills for that. I do take 4 pills a night that actually help me with my sleep and my anxiety over the night. Yeah, I take them. I'll take them soon. I have to go kind of work tomorrow, but I get to work in jeans, and so I don't get to wear a shirt and tie. But seriously, thanks for listening tonight. If you have any questions or anything, shoot me an email. Greg Grayson at shaw.ca. That is GregGrayson at shaw.ca. My Snapchat, Facebook, everything is Greg Grayson, Gray. Greg is Gray, GregGrayson. Yeah. Any questions, anything, I will get back to you on it, point you in the right direction. But seriously, if you're not feeling right and something's wrong, and you're having bad thoughts, or your anxiety is sky high, you can actually just send me an email, tweet, whatever. I'll try to talk to you. And if you go to the hashtag Sick Not Weak website, there's actually, you can go into a chat room that's run by some very great people. You can actually put in how you feel from 1 to 10, and you don't even have to use your real name. You can go in there, just get help, and it will be all good. Again, Sick Not Weak, hashtag fight for your happiness. And seriously, if you think you need help, don't be ashamed. Do not be ashamed. And thanks for listening to me, if anyone's out there tonight. Yeah, I'll probably do a little more of these Facebook Live things just to get the word out. I don't want anything for me. I just want to be able to help one person at a time out there. I work on my own. I'm not being selfish, but you know what? There's a lot of people that don't know they have it, and we're just a huge community. Let's beat the stigmatism of mental illness. It's pretty invisible, so other people don't know you have to have it. Everyone take care. Have a good life. Don't forget to check out Sick Not Weak website, and check out Doug Leddin's video, Viral. You can go to YouTube. It's on YouTube, Leddin. And seriously, if I'm on Snapchat, Instagram, Vine, Twitter, Facebook, all under Greg Grayson. And yeah, again, thanks for listening, and have a great night. Bye.